Boom. Alright, what's up you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to talk to you about why I'm so excited about the Metaverse trend as we head into 2022. But more importantly, why I'm so excited about a few of our favorite cryptocurrencies that are leading the Metaverse trend as we head into the new year. Alright, so let's get straight into it, you guys. Got a lot of technicals and fundamentals to cover today. We do have some articles to read over, very bullish articles at that. And of course, we will take a look at the charts and talk price action as well. So let's quickly cover the tabs I want to discuss with you, and then we'll dive into each one individually. All right, in front of us, you guys know the deal, is TradingView, where we'll be taking a look at Mana, Sand, and Render in that order on the chart today, talking technicals, talking price targets throughout the month of January, and yeah, things are looking up, you guys. So we will close out the video here. You guys know we have to establish our fundamental take on these plays first before diving into the technicals, because especially with a macro trend as relevant and as new as the Metaverse, the fundamentals are really what's going to bring the attention. And then once the eyeballs are on the stock, or on the cryptocurrencies, I should say, in this case, once the eyeballs is here, once the volume is brought in by those fundamentals, that's when we'll really see the exciting price action. All right, so we will close out the video on the charts, but we will kick off the video with some very positive, very strong fundamentals in this first article. New Year's Eve party comes to the Metaverse as Times Square building owner enters Decentraland. So we'll kick off the video reading over this very bullish and very exciting article, you guys. This is a big step. This is a very reputable, conglomerate that is entering the Metaverse. And I do think they're literally going to be kicking off the year of 2022 with a bang. All right, so this is the first article we're going to be reading over. This is going to be the longer of the two articles. The second one is just going to be reading some key points. This is titled How the Metaverse Won Christmas. Okay, so this does not tie directly into any of the names we're going to be talking about today, but this plays into the general Metaverse trend. Again, you guys, I've been saying it for the past couple of months. I still believe it. The past month or so of price action for these three names, as you all know, as I've experienced as well, has not been the most exciting. It can steer some people away. Why isn't this thing just mooning? It's been 2 days. Why isn't this thing going to $10? Come on, you guys. Get real. Like, that's not how this works. But everything is moving in the right direction. Any of the selling, if you guys have sold, that's your fault, because, hey, you got to have conviction in this game, all right? It's not, you can't just flip $2 to $10 overnight. I mean, it's possible. We've kind of seen it before, but have some damn patience, all right? And talking to some of you guys who are just a little too impatient, but it's okay. I get impatient as well. The main thing is, once again, that the fundamental trend is heading in the right direction. And once again, the price action will follow these fundamental trends, all right? So Metaverse Won Christmas, talking about the Metaverse trend in general, talking about Meta, Facebook, and Oculus. And this is just a great sign of the times, you guys. And once again, just a great sign at mass scale of where this trend is heading as we progress through 2022. All right, so this is the second article we're going to read through. Before we read through either of these articles, though, I want to read for you and read through the piece that I wrote in this morning's newsletter that I sent out. Okay, it quickly summarizes my thoughts on the current status of Mana and Sand, and then as we move through the video, I'll get a little more detailed in these thoughts. All right, expand on these thoughts. So let's do that. I love to see Mana and Sand holding stronger in the wake of volatility across the greater crypto market. This really speaks to the fundamental belief that investors have in the Metaverse subsector as we move into 2022. There's so much positive momentum in this space going into the new year. In the last few days of 2021 alone, Decentraland has seen a lot of bullish news. Something very timely and exciting is that the owner of the Times Square building in NYC just picked up a bunch of land and is hosting a New Year's Eve party, and we'll read through that after this. And yesterday, the popular clothing brand The Hundreds, who is also the company behind the popular Atom Bomb NFT, personally a holder of one of those, hosted an exciting clothing drop within the realm, also bullish. If this isn't a sign of what's to come, I'm not sure what is. Technically, we'll talk about that below, and then recording a video. Stay tuned. Here's the video right now. So shout out to the newsletter group, you guys. A lot of you are like, I just saw a comment yesterday that was saying, what, did you just give up on Decentraland? It was on my top stock picks of January. And it's like, come on, you guys. I posted a video a week ago. I talk about Decentraland or Sandbox or Render pretty much every single day in the newsletter. And I'm still very, very bullish on all of these names, as you guys will obviously hear as we move through the video and take a look at the charts. But you guys, again, just patience. Things take time. I know we live in a fast time. Times are faster than ever, and I've been in this game for for a few years now, and I can tell you the game is moving faster than it ever has. But it's important to practice patience, and ultimately that patience will pay off, because as we've seen over the past couple of days, some impatient hands are unfortunately going to be losing out on a lot of potential gains as we move through the new year. All right, if you want plug time, please, first of all, you guys, give the video a like if you gained value from it today. If you're excited about Mana and Decentraland, if you think these pieces of news are bullish, if you're holding a big old baggie of Mana or Sand or Render as we move into the new year, please give the video a like. That really means a lot, helps us out. Let me know in the comments down below what you're bullish on, what you're most bullish on. If it's not one of these, if it's a metaverse play, what crypto in general are you most bullish on as we move into the new year? You guys know this is my sector. These are the 3 names I'm personally the most bullish on in Q1, even the first half of 2021. But if yours is different, let me know what it is. And if you agree with my bullish sentiment behind these 3, you think these 3 are going to be the winners of 2022, then let me know in the comments down below why you agree, and again, if you're holding a nice bag of any of these. And of course, subscribe to the channel. If for some reason you're not subscribed, help your boy get to 50K. We're only like 2,000 away, so please help us get there. It's taking freaking forever, but it means a lot if you guys subscribe. And yeah, again, if you do want one of these bad boys in your email inbox every trading day, along with a complete breakdown of my personal portfolio. So not only cryptocurrencies, you want to know when I'm buying cryptos, you want to know when I'm buying stocks, you want to know which call options I'm buying and when. That's going to be the first link down below. 15 bucks a month, 40 bucks for every 3 months. Do my best to make that worth your hard-earned money. Appreciate it if you guys check that out. Again, spend a lot of money, a lot of time. Time is money. A lot of time on these newsletters every single morning. So means a lot once again. And lastly, if you want $50 off, usually 100 bucks, if you want the Waves exclusive access code to our exclusive Discord for $50, use code HOLIDAY50. That is going to be going out of business. That promo code is going to be wiped after tomorrow night once the new year comes. So last chance for code HOLIDAY50. Get exclusive access to the Waves Discord for 50 bucks. Let's talk about this New Year's Eve party. So, real estate firm Jamestown snatched up 170 parcels and is hosting a virtual New Year's party concurrently with its meat space counterparts. I wonder if that's a typo. I want to think they meant Metaspace, but maybe it is Meat Space. The real estate firm behind one of America's most glitzy traditions is ushering in 2022, and where else? The Metaverse. Jamestown, the owner of One Times Square, is recreating the 26-story tower at the heart of New York's New Year's Eve ball drop in Decentraland. The company announced the plan Wednesday, and as a partnership with digital currency group DCG, the longtime Decentraland backer with major holdings in the platform's Mana and Land tokens. As the value of virtual real estate in popular metaverse games like Decentraland and the Sandbox continues to soar, involvement from real-world real estate developers like Jamestown could be a trend to watch. It comes at a time when the real Times Square ball drop will be limited to 15,000 socially distanced and fully vaccinated attendees due to a rise in COVID-19 cases. The event typically hosts 58,000 and is watched on TV by many more, which obviously in the metaverse, there's no cap to it. I mean, there might be, but you know, there's much less of a cap than in the real world. The virtual One Times Square will span 170 parcels of Decentraland property and include the unveiling of the game's first high-rise building. So again, you guys, Decentraland, I'm stoked to see this happening in Decentraland. Sandbox has gotten a lot of hype lately, and I'm still very bullish on Sandbox. I want to make that clear. But you guys know, Mana means heart in Hawaiian. Mana is where the heart is. Mana is where most of my money is tied up right now personally within this sector, and I'm excited to just see the progress that Mana makes, not only from a token perspective, not Mana itself, not the price action, but the fundamental leaps and bounds that Decentraland makes over the course of 2022. Okay, so let's quickly read over these key points here, and then we'll dive into the charts to close out the video. Key points: Meta, Facebook's parent company, had the most popular app in Apple's App Store on Christmas, the Oculus VR app. Good sign there. It's a sign that Meta's virtual reality headset was one of the most popular tech gifts over the holidays. This gives Meta more opportunity to show customers the possibilities of its vision for the metaverse. So, again, Facebook, Meta, this is not about them. Personally, a lot of people roast what the direction that Zuckerberg is taking with this, and first of all, I absolutely will not subscribe to Meta, to Facebook's Metaverse. But again, from an optics perspective, one of the biggest, most powerful companies in the world has literally rebranded their company to Meta to play the Metaverse trend. They're selling the Oculus. They're prioritizing that realm of their business model, okay? And once again, just as a sign of the times, just as kind of a confirmation at scale of the general trend direction of the Metaverse trend as a whole, this is extremely bullish, okay? This is opening a lot of people's eyes. This is kind of that entry-level step into the Metaverse. Maybe they're not in Decentraland, maybe they're not in Sandbox yet. And obviously, I'm way more of a proponent of the decentralized metaverses, because that's ultimately where the world's heading, as opposed to the hyper-centralized metaverse of Meta, Facebook. So anyway, I think this is a great stepping stone. I think this is a great sign of the times, and this is just another very bullish, just macro trend, or just macro event that backs the trend overall of the Metaverse, okay? So very bullish there. Let's talk about some price action, where I see these things heading over the course of the month of January. We'll start short term, and then we'll zoom out and do long term, okay? So I'm recording this on December 30th. I'll just let you guys know that now. So short term, Mana is in a beautiful ascending channel. Right now, we're hanging tight on the base of this ascending channel. This is a very obvious line of support here, and it only makes sense to me that once the new year comes in, tax loss harvesting is out of the way. It's a new year, new gains, baby. So I do think it's very likely that Mana begins its run up to test the top side of this top side of resistance on this current ascending channel. Currently right on support as we're recording the video. Hopefully by the time you guys watch this, if you watch it in a few days, we are making our way up to test the top line of resistance. Let's move this out just to January 5th, okay? About a week from today. If we're able to make our way up, and hey, we can go way crazier. We've seen it happen before. If we can make our way up to test the line of resistance on this ascending channel by January 5th, that would take us to about $4.50. Now, let's zoom out, talk about where I think we could go mid-January, okay? So I do think that this trend line will come into play here. This is a previous line of support, proven as new resistance. This would take us, let's go like January 12th here, just kind of make our gradual price targets on our way to the final price target, which we'll zoom out to right after this. So January 12th, about a week after this January 5th price target, if we can test this trend line, that would take us to about $6. And that would take us to a new all-time high in Mana. Now, once we break a new all-time high, you guys know the drill there. Once a previous all-time high is broken, the floodgates are open and we're in blue sky territory, okay? So if we're able to break our previous high, all-time high of $6, I think it's more likely, I think it's super likely. You guys know I've been calling for double digits forever, and I think this, the apex of these two major trend lines will come into play. And now it happened perfectly around the end of the month, January 28th, at just under $10, okay? So these are two very significant trend lines. The first, obviously, is the line of resistance on the overall uptrend. And keep in mind, you guys, the reason I have this date bar right here is because, once again, even though it seems like Mana's just been going down forever, why is it taking so long? It's just been 2 months. It's been 63 days from the time of recording, once again, since that original initial Halloween breakout, okay? So it seems like forever. It's only been freaking 2 months. We saw that. We saw the little beginning of that second wave, and I do think another wave is coming. And once again, I think the next wave is bringing double digits. And if we do, which would be very satisfying, hit this price target when these two major trend lines intersect. Again, overall line of resistance, touch point here. Every trader on the planet is looking at that. And then previous support, I do think will come into play here as new resistance. Once again, these intersect January 28th, taking us to about $9.75, or one step closer to double digits, all right? So that's Mana. Let's talk Sand. Again, with Sand, with Render as well. We'll start short term and move. You know what? We'll just go medium term here, because I'm not really as concerned about the short term price action of Sand personally. Whatever Mana does, Sand will probably do something similar. So just keep that in mind. All right. So Sand, I do think short term, personally, again, there's a lot more momentum behind Mana right now from a fundamental perspective. There's just more pieces of news. Sand has kind of been outperforming Mana from a price action perspective, but Mana is still the top dog, and I do think Mana, again, you guys, this is just my opinion, but always know my money's on it. I do believe Mana will outperform Sand over the month of January, all right? So anyway, Sand, that's not to say that Sand doesn't see impressive price action. I do think it's likely that Sand comes up here and retests this line. Again, previous support, proven his new resistance, didn't quite test it again on the bounce that we saw on Christmas, but I do think this will come into play, and this perfectly lines up if we test this trend line on January 20th with my initial price target, okay? So I did the same thing on Mana, but again, the same principles apply to both of these. Just take the percentage gain from the first initial rally, from that first big move up to the high of that first parabolic rally. That is 357%. Again, give or take a few percent. You guys, we're just ballparking here. This isn't guaranteed to work out, but again, you guys, you're just trying to narrow down the odds and get as best of an idea as you can. The charts is just psychology on paper, all right? So 357%, you mirror that with the beginning of this next wave, of this second rally. 357% would take us up to about $10.50, which is right where this trend line would take us. Granted, it's hit on January 20th, okay? So again, you guys, just trying to play the game of odds, just trying to skew the odds in our favor. I'm not guaranteeing any of this, just my opinion. But I'm feeling confident, again, with just the entire setup, fundamental and technical setups of these names, that we will see double digits by hopefully the end of this month, all right? So let's close out with RNDR, or render token, on the charts. Render is, did just short-term. Oh, again, short-term, we'll zoom out a little bit. So short-term render, obviously along with a lot of other plays within the market, is in a downtrend. It is below the line of resistance still, but what I love to see here is that render has initiated its second wave. Render, unlike Mana and Sand, has not even seen its second wave yet, okay? First wave up, again, first wave attracts attention. You see beautiful volume over here. Volumes dipped since that first big rally, but obviously that's the case. You can see the same thing with Mana and Sand, but Render has not experienced its second wave, and I do think that Render will follow suit to Mana and Sand in seeing that second wave, and I do think Render's second wave is going to be an absolute tsunami, because this is, as a lot of you know, this is like my easy 10x play of 2022, all right? So anyway, short-term, Render is still setting a higher low on its overall uptrend. Since the reversal, since the bottom, Render did see a significant correction. Render's all-time high up here, 870. Let's do a quick price range on this bad boy. So from the high at $8.80 to the low we saw over here in mid-December, 60% correction. And that's, again, 60% corrections in new markets is not uncommon to see at all, especially in the crypto space, you guys, okay? So keep that in mind. But since that bottom over here, since that initiation of the second wave, Render been in a beautiful ascending channel right here. Did technically break the support on this ascending channel, but I'm not worried, because it is still technically setting a series of higher highs and higher lows. High, low, higher, high. I think we're basing out as a higher low, and I do think that as 2022 approaches, as the new year comes, and again, coming in with a bang, I do think Render will reclaim this prior ascending channel. And if we can test the top side of this ascending channel by January 10th, by mid-January, that would take us to over $8.50. Render's all-time high, once again, is at $8.85. If Render can break $9, I think $10 is on its way. And using the same kind of math we did with Sand just now, and Mana as well, 365%. Again, you guys, history doesn't repeat itself, it rhymes. Trading psychology is very applicable to most plays, especially when they're in these same sectors. Again, you guys, Mana, Sand, they all saw roughly 365% price rallies on those initial pops, okay? So that, again, that's just the trends you look for. That's what you look for when you're trying to dictate any advantages you can give yourself, okay? So 365%, you mirror that from the base of this next rally. We'll just count it right here, $4.50, the base of the second wave. You mirror that, 359% up from $4.60 would take us to about $21, okay? And again, you guys, with what Render is as a token, again, trying to disrupt Amazon Web Services, rendering the metaverse, and it's still like number 200 on CoinMarketCap. It has like $1 billion valuation. This is so cheap to me, and this is such an obvious play right now, and I'm so heavily backed up with Render, and I'm, once again, not only excited about Render, but once again, all three of these as we progress through 2022. So let me know in the comments down below which of these three you were personally the most bullish on. If not, what your favorite cryptocurrency going into the new year is. And happy freaking New Year's, guys. Pop some champagne, spend some time with loved ones, and I'll see you next year with the cheese. All right, love you guys. I'll see you downstairs in the comments. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.